Hey guys, welcome to one more video. This is Max from server 133. So the guys, in this video we'll be talking about the concept of troop load. So first and foremost, the thing that comes to your mind when you say the word load is the capacity. Now let me explain you how this is important with the game of Evening. So the troop load plays very important role in plundering the enemy players and also while gathering resources. Let me explain you how. So for example, I'm gonna hit this player. I don't know how much resources are there in this keep, but let's just have an example that this keep has 500 million of each. Now for a person to take so many resources like 500 million of each, that means 2 billion resource. It's going to be needing you to at least hit the player for like 100 times. And if you guys are aware, after 10 attacks, the keep generally gets force ported, like force teleport. That's because of the wall HP getting zeroed. Now this is the very important thing that I want you to understand is if you're going to be hitting a player for like 100 times, let's say your the amount of resource that you get for every hit is 5 million each, so you will have to hit the player for 100 times to take 500 million each resources, which means you will be using 10 arrest warrants and 10 advanced teleporters, which is as good as spending 40,000 gems to keep porting behind the player over and over again to plunder his resources. Now what I would suggest you to do is to use your troop load or understand the troop load. So let's come to the main thing. For example, I'm going to hit this player. I don't need to scout. I'm not actually going to hit this player. Okay. When I press the attack button, so this is my general. These are my subsidy troops. They do not have a troop load. Their troop load is not considered. And these are my troops and their load. The total load, as you see on the screen, is 35 million. I'm just highlighting it. 35 million 948,000, which is almost 36 million, is my troop load. So I'm gonna come and hit this player. I'll be getting 36 million resources in total. Now remember, if my troops get wounded or killed in the attack, those troops will not be carrying any load. So it is also important that you have the highest amount of troops survived or the maximum amount of troops surviving to having the best troop load. Now let's say if I hit this player and zero him, I'll still need to hit him for more couple of times to get his resources. So what do you need to do? You will have to increase your troop load from the following things. Number one is your talent. At the level 14 you get the option to increase troop load capacity, and you can do that depending on your game style. If you have less number of troops, then you should have a higher troop load so that you can use all your marches to gather with the least number of troops. That's what I've been doing. I am not training troops since the last few weeks or maybe even months, because I aim to gather food and keep the upkeep of the food available. The next thing that also helps you to increase your troop load is your culture. Wow, the game lagged, sorry for that. In the change culture feature, there's this one culture which is China that gives you the 5% bonus troop load, which is wooden ox and gliding horse. So again, that will increase your troop load even more. The next thing is in your academy is the research for advanced logistics that increases your troop load by 70%. So you see, the culture, the talent and the research is increasing your troop load. But there is one more feature or the factor that comes into the place, which is the general and the skill books. So there are two generals. One is the general Attila, that is a very good load capacity, which says increases troop load by 75% when general is leading the army. And then there is Amir Timur, which increases the troop load by 100%. Now you guys will be thinking that these guys are gathering general. No, these guys are plunder general. You can also use them for player versus player action. A lot of you people will be thinking that these generals do not have any attacking skills or any special ability. No worries guys. Remember, when you are fighting, scout the enemy. This videos and the gameplay that I'm explaining is dependent for the middle range players, wherein the enemy players don't always have a good defense general. And even if they do have a defense general, you simply go there, you burn them, and then you can plunder them. It's very easy, right? So you can design the general Amir Timur and Attila to be played for PvP. You give them the right set of weapons, right set of skills, and they're good to plunder the players. So the special skill is one of the things that's going to increase your troop load. The next thing to it is you can also add the skill books to these generals that increase the troop load. So let me show you about the troop load on the the Amir Timur that I have. So I haven't kept much of them on my keep, but then there is ground troop load, there is mounted troop load, siege machine load, range troop load. So what I have done with my Amir Timur is I'm going to show you. I have first given him the march size, because if 100 troops are bringing in 10 million, 112 troops will bring in 1.12 million, like 11.2 millions. Sorry, did I say 1.12? My bad, it's 11.2 millions. So that's going to be the benefit of having the march size, like maximum number of troops will go to plunder the resources. March speed, so that the time for plundering is finished quickly and nobody can catch up with you. In case if you think that only 3 hits are required on the player, give the first hit with your major march to zero the player, give the second hit with the general Amir Timur, give the third hit with the general Amir Timur, bubble up and get out of there. The third skill I have put as siege machine load, because siege machines have the highest troop load capacity in the game. Not ground is the second highest, mounted and range are even. So if you are planning to attack somebody and have the maximum amount of resources, your first attack has to be the counter troops, which you guys have already been made aware that ground has an advantage over range has an advantage over mounted has an advantage over ground, and all these type of troops are weak and effective in attacking against siege. Again, there's more detailed game mechanics which I will not be able to explain you over the video, because my knowledge is still limited and I have so many more experiments to do about the same. Moving further, the inventory, the ground dragon sword, which is you can see here, that gives you a troop load of 25%. Then there is the dragon boots, courageous dragon boots, that gives you troop load of 32%. And the refining is all about range troop load, siege machine load and mounted troop load. Then there is the fearless dragon ring, which also increase your march size capacity by 5%. Of course, if I invest gold into it, it's gonna become, I guess, 12%. So overall the troop load will increase even more. And then the spirit beast that I have on this general says where is this, yeah, Lord of Lava, says 8% ground troop attack, 8% ground troop defense, 8% ground troop HP, and then troop load of 8%. So all this is going to basically increase your troop load. Now let's just simply check the difference between troop load of my standard PvP general and the general Attila. So the standard PvP general has got 36 million troop load. I forgot one thing. I'm so sorry, I forgot one thing, which is the loyalty horn. Even this is going to increase your troop load by 41%. So let's see what it looks like. You saw last time it was 35.900, like now it's 43. So that's 43 million resources I can plunder with one hit if my troop load is being applied. Remember, the troop, if you apply the troop load, you will not be having the march speed, march size. If you apply the march size, you will not be having the march speed and the troop load. If you apply the march speed, you won't be having the troop load and the march size. So I would always recommend, if your second hit and third hit is about plundering, change your gear quickly to the march load, the troop load, not the march size, not the march speed. You may take the march size for the first attack, you may take the march speed if you are attacking from far, of course that is your choice. But if you are going to be plundering the player, then you better opt for the troop load. Now let's change the general to Amir Timur. and the troop load is now 75 million resource. So the first attack will zero the enemy, the second attack will steal all the resources from the enemy. How's that? Right? So this is how the troop load works. And with this, the entire information session about the troop load is over. Now there's something very important that I want to talk to you guys if you are having a minute. So a lot of players from my server are planning to start over in a new server, which renders them to be unable to use their current accounts. If any of you guys watching this video would like to join in my server and team up with me, would like to play actively on my server, please get in touch with me so that I can connect you with one of these players and you can get their accounts by maybe exchanging your account with their account, or maybe by having a game trade or personal trade, which is none of my concern. Whatever you guys do, it is your call. Let me tell you, Evany is against the transactions outside the game, but then if you guys do it, it is your personal thing. One more thing I'd also like to tell you, a lot of players have the habit of building up an alternate account to which they plunder for resources, which is also against the rules of the game. So because of which I am unable to keep or hold these accounts to myself. So I have to eventually find out somebody who can actively use them, or else all these players that I know of who are going to be moving to a different server or starting fresh will eventually let go of these keeps that have been really worked hard on, that have really had a lot of play time spent. Some of them even have invested good amount of money to develop the keeps. So I wouldn't want any of these keeps or any of these accounts getting wasted. So if you are from any other server and would like to team up with us, you're most welcome. I'll be more than happy to have you here in the same alliance with me and we can work together. So guys, with this, I conclude today's video. This is Max from server 133 signing out, and I'll see you next time.